Hello and welcome to today's art journal. This is a very special one to me because I did this in a workshop called Soul Restoration by Melody Ross, and I wanted to, it was one of the activities on the course, but let me talk about the journal a bit more. So you may be able to, looking at the size of the journal, see that it's in the size of a, like a small children's book. It is a small children's book. And one of the things I would recommend is you try altering some books, because you can get some really lovely effects. And some of the children's books, like, they fold out. So you've seen one like this already that I've shared with you in an earlier video, one of the journals. So if you can find one or two, depending on, go to your charity store and see what they have available. So this particular one, I've covered it with wrapping tissue paper, scrunched it up so that you get that texture. This particular one hasn't been painted in the sense that it's a silver tissue paper. On the back I put the word imagine and words loyalty, friends, fun, asking. We've got some duct tape down the side and some brads to embellish, and we've got a mini frame, and in this frame is a little girl. It's me. It's like a 1920s picture, doesn't it? Anyway, so it's me when I was a little girl, and my dad and mum and dad used to take us as kids to Hampstead Heath, and we just used to spend some time playing out there. And that was me in my little hat, my dress, my skirt, my jumper. Funnily enough, I remember this jumper. So I found a little frame, and the frame I wanted to attach to the book. So that's another thing that you can do. You can attach things, you can experiment with adding things to your journals. It doesn't have to be just a book and that's it. So in this particular part of the course that we did, it was about nurturing and being brave and how brave we are. And I wrote a little card to myself, and I think it's important to be able to remind yourself how precious you are, because for whatever incidences might have happened in your life, sometimes we could get stuck at that point. So it might be that you were stuck at things that happened as a child or as a teenager or as a whatever, and I think we always have to be reminding ourselves that at that particular time you may not have known how to do, or may not have had the support. And so you looking back on yourself, you looking back on that 6-year-old, what would you say to that 6-year-old, and what encouragement would you give? So writing little letters and putting them in journals like this is a really good tool as a reminder. And you can even do, it doesn't matter how old you are, you might look back on whatever age you are now from, say, 20 years in the future and say, well, if this was 20 years in the future, what would I say to myself now about who I am and what I'm doing, and how can I encourage myself? And so we have to have these little tools and tricks and things that will lift us up and nurture us along the way. So I really do like these books because it provides you with additional room to create. And on the back of this one I'd started, because I know in the other one I'd said to you that what I'm going to probably do with that particular journal is paint this bit of the flap and have some maybe encouraging words or imagery there. And so I've started with this particular one. The course was quite fast paced, so I did the main activities and there were other things that I wanted to add to it. So you can see the faint image of a lady here that's not necessarily complete. You've got a butterfly here. These are stamps that I had got. And some of the words: I will live in each moment, not the past, not the future. I will be brave. I will only look back to be grateful. So Melody and her team had created these words that we could use, we could add, we can, you know, combine them and put them as reminders in our journal. So I like the way that that opens, isn't it? Isn't it nice, the way that it opens and closes? Look at that. And you don't get adult books like this, in the sense that, you know, it's only for children they make these kind of things, obviously. So I will go where the peace is in my heart and in my life. I will choose people who see the very best in me. These are things that we need to remind ourselves of. I promise to focus on prioritising soul play, music, freedom, life work, gratitude, saying no, days off, disciplines, soul work and soul play, family. So this is a good reminder. So for this particular journal, I wanted to get all of these things in. Now I think I will come back and add to this, because I need to be constantly reminded of this. I will accept the kindness and love and acceptance of others. I'm not Superwoman. Superwoman by day and Wonder Woman by night. You know, I will nurture myself. I will do my best to forgive others no matter what. You don't want to hold on to bitterness. You don't want to hold on to anger. You don't want to regret. I will never settle for things that make me miserable. Aren't they things that, you know, we all need in our lives? So this was a joy. So as well as saying things that you would do for yourself, I would say this page was about saying the things that you would say no to. I will promise no more quitting, rage, anxiety, pessimism, feeling trapped, feeling stuck, selfishness, refusing, misery, settling, lying, grouchiness, panic, fear. These are all the things that I will work to having less in my life. But you have to be reminded. You have to remind yourself. So if you're feeling stuck, and I think I'd mentioned this, I'd received a comment on YouTube that was a negative one, and it immediately made me think that what I was doing, it wasn't valued for a split second, because this is work that you have to do on a daily basis to get to that point where you're not wallowing in, oh my gosh, they said this and they posted it, and oh gosh, they give me a thumbs down and blah 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 blah. So you're going to get it. You are going to get those moments, but you're going to get those times where you allow it to affect you. But what you've got to learn to do is not allow it to affect you for days on end, that you, oh gosh, you go into a slump. So with practice now, I thought, oh my gosh, how could he say that? And then I read the word again and again, and it was just like, oh my gosh, am I really this? And I thought, no, you're not. This is somebody who has nothing better to do. They feel bad about themselves. They just want to say negative things, and they've probably gone round to 1,000,000 others, or 100, or however many others, doing their damage. And you've got to let that go. Pray for them, you know. Because thinking about what they said and thinking about, is that really true? They don't know me. You don't know me. Who are you to say whatever you want to say? So I'm not going to have that in my life. So within that 5 minutes of reading it, and I read it several times, and then I thought, no, that's not me. I do not believe this about myself. I was able to get out of that and think, okay, I'm not going to allow that to affect what I'm doing. So when people want to sniper, throw, whatever, discouraging words at you, you have to be prepared to flip that immediately. You have to be prepared to say, I'm going to cancel that thought. I will not have that kind of drama in my life. I will not have that kind of judgment. I will not have the bitterness, anger, stress, whatever it is, accusations. I won't have that in my life because that's not who I am. So that takes practice and working with a journal. So this now is a reminder for me. So it's like I promise no more. And then when I look at this page, I will remember the truths and ignore the lies. I will choose the good news. I've got to feed myself. It's a constant, it's a daily battle. It's not just, oh yes, okay, so now I'm, the war, we're in a war. And it's a constant thing. It's a daily thing. It's a daily battle for reminding ourselves who we truly are. Okay, so let's see what else we did. And these are the things I promised to focus on. I will work towards having more in my life. Laughter. I will work towards having more massages. I need to start that. I will work towards having more spirituality, forgiveness. I promise to find forgiveness, quality, love, free time, cooperation, unconditional love, hope, kindness. So what do you promise yourself? And let's see what the last page. This is what I promised to find. So on this page, I know it's like I used a dark coloured tissue paper. This was supposed to be flowers, so we've got silver flowers. What I'm going to do is add some gold here as well. So it says, I promise to find, and these are all the things that I promise to find. Art, order, acceptance, romance, adventure, joy, openness, trust, meditation, writing, painting. These are all the things that I'm interested in. Connecting, sharing, relaxing, beauty, vacations and travel. Recharging. And this is a great reminder to me. Reminder to me about how precious this young girl is, who grew up to be me, who is still precious, and who deserves good, who deserves love, who deserves, all the good things, and who deserves to be who she's called to be. And as I said, it's a daily, we have to daily work on ourselves. It's not just, okay, now I'm fine, I never have to do any work. It's daily work. You have to daily nourish yourself. If you've got a plant, you have to water it. You have to keep watering it and tending to it. And I'm finding that with my watermelons. I'm growing watermelons. I'm growing so many different things in the garden. But I'm learning how different things need different care. And that's the same with us. We need different care. We're each individual and we need different care. But sometimes we need to add fertilizer to ourselves. We need to nourish ourselves. So that's, getting the right foods. We need to be placed in the right position so that we can get the sunlight, so we can get our rest. We can't be waterlogged. Some plants do like that. But so we need to hydrate ourselves. So positioning is right. So what else? Fertilizer. The soil needs to be good. We need to make sure that we providing the right foundation to ourselves. And if there are pests, we need to get rid of them. So, but if we're in the right kind of soil, which is one thing I'm learning, that if we're in the right kind of soil, our defenses and the immune system, or looking at the plant, if it's the right kind of soil, it can combat the pests that it has to deal with. It's stronger. So if we're eating right, if we're resting, if we're getting enough vitamins and nourishment, our immune systems can fight off any colds that may come. And we're in the right frame of mind. So it affects our mood. Our mood is affected by, you know, what we eat and what we put in our bodies and how we treat our bodies. And the time that we spend. And this time in your journal, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but this time spent in your journal is some of the most precious times you can spend. So I really do encourage you to spend more time doing things like this. And I'm really looking forward to, I've got some courses coming up that I will be sharing. And I'm really looking forward to the courses that I'm going to be creating, which is just about nourishing, edifying, helping you to create things that, you know, you can pick up and find the encouragement that you need, because you've written it. It's all coming from you. We have everything that we need within us. And obviously, you know, we're going to learn and we're going to grow, and we're going to add to that. But you have everything that you need to do the work that you need to do. So it's just really about you accessing that and learning what you need to learn and creating what you need to create. So thank you for joining me today. This is a very precious journal to me. I'm glad I shared it with you, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.